going to be extracted and sold to an evil wizard, and I am going to fight aliens with PPG. But not before I turn into a lizard. Hello peoples! Welcome back to part 3 of Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. When we left off, we had just had a very humiliating experience at the hands of a teacher who thinks that new students like to stand up and say, "Hi! This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is how obviously freaking terrified I am right now." So, lose on save. Ow. Screw you. I accidentally clicked on start instead of load when I first started this one. That's why you saw that stupid jump cut. So, yes. Let's see. I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of the day was over. That's what you think. Suzuka began to talk about the standard procedure for the semester, the rules for class, when homework was due, and that sort of thing. All that boring first day crap that you can usually just sleep through. It was all very similar to my old school, and I had spaced out in spite of myself. You didn't miss anything. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. It's PPG! Hey, peanut butter. I glanced at him and his head snapped back to the blackboard. So, last episode, this guy, we don't recognize him, but I think he might recognize Hannah. He keeps giving her weird looks and like staring at her, and then when she catches him staring at her, he's like, "Oh, I wasn't looking at nothing. I didn't do nothing." I glanced at him and says that back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Yeah, what is his problem? I was basing who my route was going to be based off of, these players' respective real-world counterparts in their YouTube channels, but I'm starting to rethink wanting to get mixed up with a loony like peanut butter. Class continued on like that until finally the bell rang and it was time for lunch. I stretched her arms over her head and yawned. Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring. Weren't you looking forward to this morning? Something about exciting things happening? Well, yeah, but it already did. You met Jontron, didn't you? Yeah, the guy with the creepy, red-eyed animatronic bird that I ain't going nowhere near. Now I've got nothing left to look forward to. And I was hoping to see Jared before class, too. Jared. Yeah, that's somebody who I'm definitely not going after, because like I said last time, Jared, knowing that your friend likes somebody and then actively going after them, that's kind of a dick move regardless of your gender. So, leaving Jared alone, she slouched and fell across the front of my desk. It seems like this would be happening a lot. Is Jared really that hot? He sparkles! He's like Edward Cullen, he sparkles. My head snapped back up, her eyes flashing. What did you say? If you stare directly at him for too long, your nose will melt off. I've seen it happen.
What?
Hannah, do you believe this bullshit? Anyways, let's head to lunch. I'm super hungry. Oh. I looked at my backpack. It held up well throughout class, but I worried that if I didn't take some of my stuff out now, I might do some permanent damage to it. Especially with Satch's book still in there. I couldn't exactly afford a new backpack. I need to put something in my locker first.
Oh, no.
But if we don't go now, then we're out of sesame seed buns. You go on ahead and let me stash my shit. That's okay. I'll just go on ahead. Come find me, okay? Okay, you go get your sesame seed buns. We're gonna shove some shit in a locker. All right. I was so lucky to have someone like her as my roommate. Quick as I could, I went to my locker and shoved the book inside. As good a book as it was, I was infinitely happier that I had Maya around so I didn't have to read it. Without her, who knew what I would do with myself, especially with PPG staring at me like that. Maybe I could ask her what was up with him when I met her in the cafeteria. It might just be the way he was. Cheered, I headed for the cafeteria. Nom 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 noms. I carried my melon bread through the minefield of people searching for the now familiar sight of Maya's red hair. Melon bread! Oh my gosh, I want melon bread now. The only place I can think of to get melon bread is Panera Bread, and we don't have one here. Ugh! I carried the melon bread through the... Okay, I already read this. I want melon bread now. Where is she? I couldn't see her anywhere, and there were almost no empty seats. All around me, students circled each other, laughing and joking, sharing bites of food and splitting the cost for sodas. Suddenly, I felt very obvious and very alone. Isn't there anywhere I could sit? Just then, I spotted a table in front of the room. A lone boy sat at it, stabbing his spaghetti with the vigor of a Roman general. He was having a hard time with it. I moved closer to him, working up the courage to ask to sit with him. Kind of looks like a jerk. Well, no wonder he was eating his spaghetti with a spoon. What the... Wait a second. This guy was in my class, wasn't he? I saw him that morning at the front of the room. And he was wearing a jacket just like the normal Boots Club, but different. A gold and gray jacket with an 8-bit locket on the front. He was a member of another club, or maybe he was friends with them.
Hey! Hannah!
Oh, hey, Mai! Just in the nick of time! Oh, Mai! Mai appeared between me and the boy, who glanced up at us before returning to his spaghetti. Thank goodness I found you. I saved a table for you in the back. Hey, good friend. I looked at the boy in the back at Mai. Come on. She grabbed my shoulder rather forcibly and pushed me to the back of the room. Hey, what's wrong?
Well...
You are so lucky I got there when I did. That kid's a brutal moose. His real name is Ian. He's from the Hidden Block Club. Hidden Block Club? Yeah, the rival club of normal boots. He's really weird. I mean, she looked around her to make sure no one was listening. But we were completely alone in our little corner of the cafeteria. He speaks in Comic Sans. Sorry, Undertale reference had to go in there. Yeah, it'd be better to stay away from him, especially since you've already gotten to know some of the normal Boots guys. What are you talking about? I only just met John today. And Satch. You're right. I saw the way PPG was staring at you. He totally likes you.
Really?
The way he acts when he likes somebody, I'd hate to see what happens when you get on his bad side. Really? Is that what you thought it was? Either Mai was blind or she had a serious case of wishful thinking. Oh, totally. It was so cute. Just like my favorite manga. You met in high school, fall in love, and then go off and fight aliens together. What the fuck manga are you reading? I don't think that's gonna happen. Have some faith in yourself. That's totally what's gonna happen. So, now that you're in good with PPG, can you introduce me to Jared? Oh, was that what she was getting at? A hot flash of doubt seized me. Was it possible that Mai only liked me because she thought I knew the normal Boots guys? That couldn't be the case, though. She was so nice. Yeah, she was being nice before she knew that we had ever even laid eyes on Jared. So, you're being paranoid for no reason, Hannah. Still, looking at her shining and eager face, I couldn't talk myself out of the idea. I actually thought PPG didn't like me.
What?
Why would you think that?
Well...
He was glaring at me. Man, you just don't understand. It's a love triangle. A love triangle! Love triangle? I think you're jumping the gun a little bit here, Mai. I can see it. Stars practically erupted from her eyes. PPG, I can't! But Hannah, I love you.
PPG.
My maidenhood. Where are you going with this? I slammed my fork into the table. Mai looked pleased with herself. Okay, I'm just kidding. You're really cute and you blush. You almost match your hair. That's not fair. I beg to differ. Still, I searched my mind, eager to change the subject. That was an impressive scenario.
What?
What? No, it wasn't. I just made it up on the spot. Mai laughed nervously. Oh, so that girl who was talking to me when we got separated? Mai told the story of her past friendship with this girl like they were eternal arch nemesis. Apparently, they had some bad blood. Baby, now we got bad blood. Choosing to take the time to relax, before I knew it, we were finished eating. We got up and tossed our trays together. As I headed towards the door, though, Mai hesitated. Hey, I forgot something back at the dorm. Oh, need help? No, I'm totally okay. I'm just gonna go get it. I'll see you later, though, right?
See you later.
What are you up to, Mai? I waved and Mai sprinted off in the direction of the dorms. Alone again, I crossed my arms and headed back to Poppy Hall. Large groups of 7 or 8 people were laying out in the sun, playing catch and eating lunch on the lawn. It looked like fun to have so many friends like that. I smiled. Maybe this new school really would be better than my last. Without students inside of it, Poppy Hall looked a bit like an abandoned hospital. And those are bad. My footsteps echoed as I climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. How many horror games take place in abandoned hospitals? Or schools, for that matter. Shit. With a sigh, I opened my locker and pulled out the book Satch gave me. It was a good thing I brought it after all. I stepped into the classroom and saw a flash of movement by the window. A boy sat on the windowsills and he jerked up when I came in. He was silhouetted by the afternoon sunshine, so I couldn't quite tell who he was. Hello. I'm sorry, did I bother you? The boy stood and shook his head, then crossed to the desk on the opposite side of the room. As he passed, I was able to see him clearly. Another Normal Boots jacket? This guy, he was Shane from the Normal Boots Club. Hi, Shane! How on earth did this keep happening to me? Shane sat down at his desk, fidgeted with his hands a little, then turned to look at me. You're the new girl. I nodded. My name is Hannah. It's nice to meet you. He nodded. Oh, completely off topic, going on something, the theme I mentioned last video, that everything seems to be flower themed. Asagao, Poppy Hall, the Primrose Building. Hannah is even Japanese for flower. I knew that, but it didn't register in my brain to say that last week. So yeah, it's like flower shit. Okay, anyway, he nodded. Shane. Silence filled the space between us. Panic built up inside me. This was my chance to get in with the Normal Boots Club, and I was blowing it. I walked to my desk and sat down, setting the book on top of it. Shane looked at me, unsmiling. You're part of the Normal Boots Club? Yes, I am. Why? He spoke as if it were a challenge, almost glaring at me. I just saw your jacket, so I trailed off. The jackets are really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. So, silence again. Okay, maybe he's just shy. He's shy, and that's why he's being kind of... That was my best impression of an introverted cow, I guess. He seemed skeptical, as if he expected me to crawl out of my skin and reveal myself to be a large, amphibious reptile. I'm pretty sure that's happened in some manga somewhere. I had to do something. Who knew when another chance like this would come? But Shane didn't seem friendly. In fact, he seemed downright suspicious. Surely he wasn't onto me already. Maybe it was better not to risk it. Let's try to talk to him. So you play games then? Shane looked over at me. I've always been interested in video games, but I didn't get to play them much growing up. They're really expensive, and my dad couldn't afford them, but I used to go over to my friend's house and play there. Jane didn't respond. Now what? I was out of stuff to say. What did you play?
What?
Yeah, conversation! Yes! Oh, Mario Kart. We go into battle mode on the triple deck. He would give me a round by himself on the top level, and I'd tried to booby trap the lowest level. There's a good spot next to the ramp. I'd wait there until my mom came racing down the ramp to find me, then smash her with a red shell. Shane's angry stare faded. He was smiling. Sort of. He made the whole room seem 10 shades brighter, or maybe I was more relaxed. Your mom must have been mad. She was, but she always let me do it, probably on purpose. Did your mom? A door slid open. Mimi and her friends. A couple of chattering girls entered the classroom. They stopped and stared from me to Shane. It was clear they thought they were interrupting something, even though they were sitting on opposite ends of the room. Sorry. No, it's fine. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy they caught me talking to the Shane of the Normal Boots Club. The girls went to their desks and sat down. What were you? Shane was staring at me again, an odd, hurt look on his face. I immediately felt like I was caught doing something I wasn't supposed to do. Did he know what I was trying to do? But I mean, it wasn't like I didn't want to talk to him. He was an interesting guy. It's not like I only wanted to talk to him because he was in Normal Boots. Or is it, Hannah? But he turned, pulled out a notebook and some pencils and scribbled away, thoroughly ignoring me. Damn you, Mimi! I was getting somewhere. The air was stuffy. I tugged at the collar of my shirt, sweating. The girls kept looking at me over their shoulders as if they expected something. I smiled hesitantly at them. They smiled back, then started a conversation amongst themselves. The atmosphere was broken. I heaved a sigh of relief. What was up with these Normal Boots guys? John was really nice when I spoke to him, but PBG and Shane seemed to hate me. Okay, I'm warming up to Shane. Shane did not seem like he hated you. Shane just seemed like he was shy, and now that I guess Mimi is like one of the popular groups. She came in, saw the new girl chit-chatting with the, I guess, popular guy, and he kind of felt like he was put on the spot, and shy people don't like being put on the spot, as we clearly witnessed with Hannah speeching for the classroom earlier. Why is my voice going? So, yeah. PPG, I don't know what's up with him, but Shane, he's just shy, and what is the word I'm looking for? I'm hesitant. I don't know. As soon as I stop filming, the word I'm looking for will come to my head. But yeah, John's really nice, but I'm staying the hell away from his creepy bird. Shane seemed to hate me. They were anything but normal. A freaking red-eyed animatronic. Like, I'm shutting up now. I waited for Mai to come to class, wanting desperately to tell her what happened. But when the bell rang and Miss Shizuka started teaching, Mai still hadn't come. Where's Mai? Class came and went, the bell rang, and I was alone. PPG stared at me for the entirety of the class period, his face growing more and more menacing by the minutes. What is your freaking problem, peanut butter? How his face wasn't stuck in a perma-frown, I would never know. Shane and John didn't bother talking to me as they left the classroom, and the other students paired up around me. That's Kakuzu, and that's Mimi. Hey Mimi, would you like to engage in a casual discourse this evening? Yeah, of course. Whatever the hell that means. But why are you talking like that? I stuffed my book in my backpack and headed to the dorm. With a sigh, I unlocked the door to my dorm room. As soon as the door opened, I heard...
Hannah!
What? What? Maya and I lay on a heap on the floor. I'm so glad you're back. She wrapped her arms around my head and nuzzled me. Do I have a roommate or a bunny? Last week I did compare her to a yippy dog. So, what are you doing? God, look! She got off me and helped me to my feet. Without Maya's face filling my vision, I saw that something had changed. The dorm room looked nothing like it had before. It looks exactly like it did before. The posters and fairy lights were still up, but now the window had light pink curtains that cast a warm haze around the room. Brand new white carpet was on the floor. Pillows were piled high on a mountain on the top bunk of the bed. Even our chairs had been replaced with new cushy leather ones. I still see a wooden chair right there. What happened here? Sorry I didn't tell you, but I wanted to surprise you. I thought this would come in yesterday, but it was delayed by a day. I wanted to get set up to be a big surprise. I'm still not done yet, though. She gestured to some small potted plants arranged in neat rows on her desk. Want to help?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll help set up plants. I don't see any plants, and the chair is still wood. I didn't change anything about the scenery. We finished setting up the room, switching a few objects here and there in order to better facilitate the feng shui, which May had told me was excruciatingly important. She especially wanted to make sure our room was filled with reds and pinks and coupled items, though for what purpose I wasn't sure. I think coupled items are supposed to be like, I don't know, we're looking for love. We collapsed with heavy sighs on the floor, then heaved great big yawns. It's not even the end of the day yet, and I'm so tired. Me too. Wait! She shot up suddenly with a jolt. We should get some ice cream.
Really?
Ice cream, really?
Yeah!
Yeah, something to celebrate being roommates. The ice cream here on campus is genuinely good, I promise.
I don't know.
Why are you nervous about ice cream, Hannah? And I'm paying. Well, if that's the case, you made an offer I can't refuse. Sweet, let's go. So if Hannah cannot afford the ice cream that we were about to go out and get, she can't afford a new backpack. How is she and her family affording this school? Like, I don't know how, like, transfer schools and boarding schools and stuff work really in Japan. I don't know how expensive they are compared to, like, regular schools, but I don't know. The school shop was in a side building off the cafeteria, packed with instant noodles and giant bottles of soda. Students wandered the aisles aimlessly, clearly here more to spend time than money. Mai paid the cashier and we grabbed our ice cream cones, mine the one covered in sprinkles. Whoa, this is delicious!
Yeah!
Isn't it? We're lucky to have such good food on campus. This place would be awful. I nodded and was about to respond when I noticed a commotion outside. Ooh, let's see what's going on. Commotion is either really, really good or really, really bad. So yeah, let's go check it out. Maya grabbed my arm and dragged me outside. There, 3 boys wearing normal boots jackets were shouting at each other. Each of their faces turning purple. This again?
What?
What are you talking about?
Mamma mia!
I'm clearly the one who possesses the proper masculine form. Yeah, right, I'm taller than you and more attractive to boot.
What a rump!
Come on, guys. Can you not see these muscles? Oh, good God. I'm staying away from y'all 3, too. Nick pulled back the sleeve of his jacket and flexed his arm. These guys always go on about weird stuff like this. I didn't get to read. I clicked too soon, I could not read. Oh, there we go. They're very energetic. Oh yeah? Josh got into the downward facing dog yoga pose and grinned. Look at this butt. Just look at this. Really? This really is a weird manga. What I don't understand is why they don't just ask Jared. Oh yeah? Paul kneeled down to the ground and took off in a sprint, heading straight for us.
Yeah!
Check this out! He sprang into the air in a graceful ballerina's leap, spinning through the sky, and finally came straight for me. When I opened my eyes, I was sprawled flat on the ground, covered in dirt. Something cold and wet oozed into the top of my blouse. Hannah, are you okay? I sat up. Chunks of ice cream fell from my blouse to my skirt. What happened? You ran into someone, you idiot! My uniform! It's ruined! For a few seconds, silence. Then snickers rippled around me like the whining of cicadas. That's how you say that word. Cicadas. My throat closed up, water stinging my eyes. No, not this again! I stood up, prepared to walk away with my dignity when the entirety of the Normal Boots Club suddenly appeared in front of my face.
What's up?
What happened here? Seriously? Tears slid down my face. No, not here. I did not want to cry in front of them.
Hey.
Oh, now you care, peanut butter. Hannah, are you alright? I'm going home.
Anna.
Wait, Anna! It's fine. I just want to be alone for now. It took all of my will not to run back to the dorm. I immediately changed into my pajamas and climbed into bed, reaching for my stuffed rabbit. What am I going to do if this ends up just like last time? I want to know what happened last time. Mr. Bunny stared at me with his big, lifeless eyes. I squished him into my chest, losing myself in his soft fur. The door opened with a soft click.
Anna.
Anna, are you okay? I rolled over in bed to face the wall, pretending to be asleep. Mai stood in the center of the room for a while, looking at me. Finally, she sat down at her desk and began to work on something. The sound of her pencil scratching against the paper stilled my mind. I don't know how many hours passed, but eventually I fell asleep. I hate the sound. I hate that alarm sound. I woke up to my alarm beeping, feeling only dread of the hours to come. After the nightmare that was the ice cream incident yesterday, I never wanted to take another step outside my room. I curled up inside my blankets as my alarm went off. It was only the second day of school, and I felt the same as I did every morning at home. Mai, of course, was already up, and I could hear her hair straightener clap shut every few seconds from across the room. I felt bad about letting the alarm go off for so long, so I slid my hand out of the covers to switch it off.
Anna.
Hannah, get up, sleepyhead. I know you're awake. I didn't even have time to poke my head out before May's body slammed onto the edge of the mattress, bouncing me up. She jumped from almost halfway across the room.
Morning!
Ha! You can't hide from me. Sorry. I was breathless, and I paused to calm my heart before speaking again. Are you worried about what happened yesterday? No one cares about it, Hannah. I almost forgot about it myself. She must have seen my face. She brought an arm around my shoulders and pulled me close to her.
Uh-huh.
For real, though. We're gonna go to class, and no one's even gonna mention that you made a huge fool of yourself yesterday. Smooth, Mai. You could have put that better. Yeah. I'm kidding. It might have been a big scene, but it totally wasn't your fault. It was Paul, alright? When you jump, you have to calculate your trajectory, like I did just now. You could learn a lot from a master like me. Okay, so maybe you are a bunny. Get dressed and cheer up. I could bottle up your bloom and sell it to a wizard. What if you used it for evil? You can't let that happen, Hannah. Yes, My gloom is going to be extracted and sold to an evil wizard, and I am going to fight aliens with PPG. But not before I turn into a lizard. Her smile was wide enough to bridge a gap between continents. The beginnings of tears pricked the back of my eyes, but this time they were for a different reason. I opened my closet and tried to avoid looking at the sad lump of clothing inside, slathered with dried up ice cream. I only had 2 uniforms, which cost my dad an entire month's salary. If I wasn't able to get the stain out of this uniform, what would I do? Sighing, I took my second uniform off its hanger and slipped it on as my I can't speak today, waiting impatiently for me. Ready to go? I guess so.
Yeah!
This is as good as it's gonna get, peoples. Good! Okay, I think this is a good place to cap it off. It was the Normal Boots guy's fault. It was Paul's fault. So hopefully next episode he will be apologizing for ruining my uniform and kind of what was left of her fragile dignity. We still don't know what the hell is up with PPG. He's not a complete jerk because he was concerned about us when we got body slammed to the ground. And still no further word from Satch. So hopefully all that and more next week on Mon Games on Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. But if you do not want to wait a week to see my silly face, I know I said this next week that tomorrow is Terror Tuesday. Then there was still no Terror Tuesday. But tomorrow there will be Terror Tuesday. I am starting an awesome horror series on there. Hopefully it will be awesome. It'll be awesome. Optimism. It will be awesome starting a series on there. So I will see you next week on Mon Games or tomorrow on Terror Tuesday.